Hello again, and welcome to Heal Thyself LP. This is a girl LP, and this morning I got up and I reflect because I do a lot of reflecting and study life and what this life is all about and why people behave the way they behave. And I was thinking about my father, and he had everything to enjoy life about, and he didn't enjoy life because his life was hard as a young boy, and it reflects on us when someone's life is had trauma or whatever in it. They don't mean to, but they hand it down to someone else, and I would like to help people out at this, because I find that's why the world is the way it is. People keep handing down their burdens down to others, and my father had his burdens. He talked about it a lot, and I always used to ask him, well, you reach the time, enjoy life and stop studying these things what hurt you, because life is short, and a lot of people does that. Somebody hand down their pain onto them, and they can't get over they hate the person, they despise the person, but at the end of the day, who is the person you're doing? When you take someone's pain because they give their pain to you, and you didn't let it go, it becomes your burden, it hurts, it destroys you, and you don't even know you're destroyed. My father had everything. He could enjoy his life, and this is why I say money doesn't make anyone happy. Is you had to look for your happiness, and I used to ask him, now it's the time for you to enjoy yourself. He retired, and I say, enjoy your life. You work hard for your family, enjoy your life, but yet he hold on to things right through his life and waste his life studying these things. The people them die and all, and he's still studying what they did, and I learned from him, do not hold on to things, because he passes his trauma down to me by telling me things, and I did it different than him. I confronted him, I talked to him about it, and he thought I hated him, and I said, this don't have anything to do with hate. I am getting out my frustration of how you made me feel. And a lot of people carry this burden. They let other people pain make them suffer. And we never really even think about why this person is acting this way. Because they themselves went through a trauma and they passed that trauma down to you. It's like they're spreading it. Understand? And they didn't mean to do it. It's just they don't realize that their trauma is affecting you. I had to work on that. And I reached the stage of peace because I talked about it, I get it out. And a lot of us need to talk about it. Someone in our lives made us feel unhappy, and we keep toting it. And then we hand it down to somebody else to quarrel with them and be angry with them for no reason at all. And that becomes their one, and they tote it and carry it to the next one. And you ask yourself, when will it end? I decided to cut mine off at the start, because I don't want what he did to affect me and I affect someone else with it. And that is what people do. It spreads like a disease from one person to the other. His mother did him, probably her mother did her, and so on and so on, until the world is full up of people who are traumatized. I see it happen a lot. People get abused sexually, mentally, and they pass it down to someone else. It never stops. It's like a trickling effect. And we need to cut this out. And this world will be a better place. You see people molesting children, and you ask yourself, these people are evil. But it starts from somewhere. Did it not start? And it's time we offload our burden and stop passing it down to others. Because a person who gets abused will say that, oh, well, they were abused and it's all right because they're so accustomed, they think it's something normal. Like people mentally abuse others and think it's normal because it happened to them, so they think it's something normal, and it is not. I decide to cut it off at me. Don't have anyone else to pass it on to. It stops at me. And they say the bus stops here. And a lot of people keep doing that, and we need to talk about this. A lot of people have mental problems going on because this passing down this burden on each other. And the thing is, some of us wallow, waste our whole life studying about this, how this person treated them. Waste our whole life just dwelling on this thing and not studying to make ourselves happy, to get rid of it. We keep it as some token, and it is not. You need to get rid of that and go on with your life and be happy. There's so much horrible things happen to people, and they hold on to it. They wouldn't let it go at all, and it eats away. It doesn't to the person who passed it down. That person had their trauma too, so they pass it down to you. They couldn't deal with it, and you have to try to deal with it. Get rid of it. Talk about it. Even if you could talk to the person who did it to you, it will help. Bottle up thing inside. As I said, my mother suffered with mental illness, and I'm hearing the word. I know a lot of people will be suffering with this because they can't handle what is going on with them. You have to be a strong person to deal with this. I really don't keep things in because I see what mental illness does to you. It's bottling up everything inside you and wouldn't have no way to let it out. We've been handed down things from our parents, their anger, their frustration, and we carry it on so that they sow a seed and of unhappiness, and we intend to carry it on. I do not want to carry on unhappiness. I want to be happy. So my father's unhappiness, I talked to him before and get rid of that burden. People need to get this thing out. You know how it feels when someone make you feel unhappy, and you do that to someone else. It's like you're doing it to yourself all over again. I am not going to carry no one's burden. I'm going to just carry my burden, and I want to be happy, and I hope people want to be happy. This is a serious thing. It affects what your parents does to you, affects you, and you affects everybody around you. Or whoever did whatever they did to you and pass it down to you, you need to stop it right by you. Because you didn't like how you feel, and why would you do it to someone else? And then when you do it, it doesn't make you feel good either. Carrying burdens, you're not supposed to carry them. You're supposed to get rid of them. And a lot of us becomes our worst enemy when we hold on to them. My father hold on, and he just wastes his life not trying to be happy. Try to be happy. Happiness is where it's at. At this point, I am contented with my life. I watched last night. I was watching this thing about this young girl. She had everything going for her, money, everything, but one thing she didn't have is happiness. And happiness is a golden thing. It's like a golden card. Not money, happiness. It don't matter how much money you have. You cannot buy happiness. You have to seek it out. And a lot of us are not seeking happiness. We rather seek money. Money doesn't make anyone happy. My father wasn't a rich man, but he could afford to make himself happy, go travel, and he chose to hold on to things what had been done to him so long, and he never let them go. Right down to the end, he never let them go, and it consumed him. And a lot of us, I make sure what my father, I talked to him about it. And he thought that I hate him, and I always tell him, no, I'm just trying to let you understand how it feels, how I feel. When we confront our problems and we get over that, it will not become a problem to us. But a lot of us hold on to the hatred. And hatred is something, it corrodes your soul. Because it doesn't make anyone around you happy. And it doesn't make you happy. Carrying hate, grudge, for what? For what? What are you holding on to these things for? It ages you quick. It makes you sick. You can't even deal with yourself as a person. I don't want this for myself, so I deal with that problem. My father died and I feel this peace. I don't have anything hateful towards my father. I'm quite at peace. And this is what a lot of us don't have, peace. We may have a lot of money, but peace and happiness, none of these things enter into our daily life because we choose to carry them on our backs like a burden. And we need to get them off. I am on a journey in my life, and it's all about healing. This is why I call my channel Heal Thyself LP. And what I call an interview, that is what is happening. I'm on my journey, trying to heal myself from things what happened to me as a child, and forgive and forget and be happy. And a lot of us don't realize when we're not happy with our life, we never sit and think, what is the reason why we're so unhappy? I like to be by myself. For what reason? And a lot of people say they're frightened to be alone, but the fact is you are alone. One spirit, one body. It's not two spirit, one body. You're always alone, no matter what. And sometimes take time with your loneliness and sit and think, what, especially when your life is not going the way you want to. We're not talking about money, we're talking about the happiness where you need to find. Go somewhere and sit and talk and deal with it in your mind. What will make you happy? What is really going on with you? Because we are our worst enemy. A lot of us, we are our worst enemy. We're not happy. No matter what we accumulate, or what we have, we are still not happy. And we have to sit down and reflect and ask ourselves, what is the reason why? And I do that a lot. This morning I get up and this thing bothering me. Why people are unhappy with their lives? They let other people hand down their burdens on us as people. And it keeps going down to generation. And somebody has to break it. I break minds. I talk to the person who made me feel in a way, and he's gone and rest his soul. But the problem is, he had that problem with his mother, and probably his mother had problems with his grandmother, and so on and so on. Somehow, some way, we have to break the cycle. Because the world is full of hurt people. The majority of people in this world, no matter what they have, they're not happy. As I was telling you, I was watching this thing with this girl. They were billionaires and she wasn't happy. She did a whole other thing to make herself and she still wasn't happy. And we need to sit down and think what it is will take to make us happy. And start working towards that. Do not study what this one done to you and that one done to you, because that itself is a burden on your back. You don't study what people done to you. You study looking for your happiness and what makes you happy. And when you're going to make yourself happy, that don't mean somebody else have to suffer because you are happy. Your happiness is your happiness. You don't have to make somebody unhappy for your happiness. And sometimes you have the world of things and you're still not happy because you're not looking for what it is you need to make you happy. Get rid of those burdens. Mommy tell you, you won't amount to nothing. Daddy tell you, you won't amount to nothing. and so on and so on, and you let this person ideals affect you, and it's not. You know what you want. You want to be happy. Go seek it. Go look for it. No one is stopping you. Nobody's sitting on you. Look for your happiness. And this is what I was reflecting on this morning. Why people are unhappy? Because they're not seeking happiness. How can you be happy when you're not looking for your happiness? You're busy tearing down others, abusing others, and not looking for your happiness. And by the time you turn your head, life has run out, and you're there searching, want to know what the hell to do. Because your life's so unhappy. What it is, why, what am I doing wrong? What you're doing wrong? You're not looking for your happiness. You're busy tearing down others and thinking that will bring you happiness. Tearing down others does not make you happy. Because you've been teared down too by somebody else. And it's a cycle that needs to be broken. And the cycle starts with you. Look for what makes you happy. As I tell you, my garden right now, when I'm in my garden planting my lettuce, I want to plant everything that I could plant. This brings me happiness, and it's not hurting anybody. I love to dance. I love a lot of things that could make me happy, and I don't have to study anyone else or take away anybody else's happiness to make me happy. And that's what a lot of us do. We tear down other people because we are not happy. Nobody is stopping you from being happy. You need to look for what makes you happy instead of wasting your time trying to tear down somebody because you're not happy. Happiness begins with you. And you have to look for your happiness. And everybody will be happy around you because you have found your happiness. And you could tell someone, go look for your happiness, as I have looked for my happiness. And this is what a lot of people do. They see other people happy and they say, that person ain't supposed to be happy. That happened to me already. I'm talking from experience here, people. I had someone I was quite content, and everybody think it's not what's supposed to. They want me to be unhappy as they are unhappy. That's what people do. They figure if you're happy, you must be miserable with them. But why not try it the other way? Try to make yourself happy by looking for what makes you happy instead of tearing somebody down because you're unhappy. We are not doing the right thing for the right thing to happen to us. I've reached the point nobody can tear me down because I understand when somebody is unhappy, they want you to be unhappy too. I would not let other people's burden become my burden. If you're unhappy with your life, you know what you have to do. Go look for your happiness instead of tearing up. And these people never be happy till the day they die because they're busy tearing other instead of looking for that happiness where they need to look for. We become our worst enemy because we're not seeking the right thing. We are seeking to do negative things instead of positive things. Out of negative, you don't get positive. Out of positive, you get positive. That is how it is. You do the right thing for yourself to make yourself happy, and you could spread that joy. But instead, I don't like her life. I will make her unhappy because this is what you were programmed to do. Because your life so unhappy, other people can, but you, the thing is, the person who passed that unhappiness to you was unhappy because somebody did that to them. It's a cycle that needs to be broken. And I have broken mine. And everybody should try to find that happiness. Find things that make you happy. I always say this on my video. Find things that do not become your worst enemy. And a lot of us, through our traumas, make ourselves unhappy. We study what that person had done to. I'm not seeking to get rid of that burden, throw that off our backs, and live our life to the fullest because life is so short. These days, you've seen a lot of people dropping like flies. Dropping. And the majority of them did not live a happy life because they consider making people unhappy instead of looking for their happiness. Sit, reflect, be by yourself now and then. We always want company, we are lonely. We could never feel unlonely because we are lonely all the time. We are one person. We could have somebody around me and still feel lonely. That's the point. It's all about you. It's all about what makes you happy. You have to seek it out. Look for it. Instead of trying to wasting your life trying to make somebody unhappy because you are unhappy, look for your happiness. What the simplest thing in life, we find it so difficult to do. Looking for looking for unhappiness when we should be looking for our happiness. What would it take out of you to look for your happiness instead of wasting your whole life trying to make other people unhappy? Does that make sense to you? What it is that makes you so unhappy? Go sit down and reflect and ask yourself what it is making you unhappy. If you start talking to yourself inside and dealing with your emotions and what it is you're seeking, instead of trying to make other people unhappy, your life will be rewarded at the end because you are seeking your happiness, not making someone unhappy, your happiness. Because life is short. You want to waste your whole life trying to tear somebody down. And the joke about it, it's not, you're not doing, when you do the person that, you're just doing yourself that too. Because you waste your whole life studying other people's business and not minding yours. You're not minding what it is you want for yourself. You need to be happy. You need to find that happiness. And I've been reflecting on this since I get up this morning. Why is it people won't seek their happiness instead of trying to make other people unhappy? It would be so easy for them. Find that joy, find that happiness. Why are you trying to tear somebody? It's like you are your worst enemy. And at the end of the day, you die a miserable person. You just live your life in vain. I like to see people happy. I really do. But a lot of people not. And I see people helping other people. And you know, the very person you help turn around and slap you in your face. And think they do the worst to you. When somebody do something good to you and you turn around and slap, who you hurting? I said that could never make me stop being a nice person. Nobody is on this planet is not going to make me stop being a nice person. This is who I am. I want to share positiveness. I want to spread positivity on this planet. This is why I opened this channel. I want to carry people on my journey with me, healing from this madness. Because a lot of people come on, I see them on media and telling people how to live their life to make them more happy. And why can I do that? Why can I do this, not do this too? I am not a professor, I'm not a teacher, but I am a person who lives this life and trying new things and seeing what makes me happy. And I've reached this point. No matter, life is like this. No matter what happens to you, because things happen. Imagine I bought a new phone. And I like to listen to myself. And this time, I did not listen to myself. A lot of people don't listen to themselves. And themselves will be right. Myself tell me, leave this phone home. And I said, I neglect what my mind told me and I walk with the phone. I saw my niece and I said, put the phone in your pocket. I neglect that what thing. When I was walking, going where I was going, my phone just fly up my hand and just drop on the screen and break. And I now bought the new phone. You see, yourself knows what is best for you, and stop trying to make people unhappy and try to make yourself unhappy. And try to make yourself happy instead of trying to make other people unhappy. What it is? Don't you not care about yourself? Why would you want to make other people unhappy because you're unhappy? Why not you try to make yourself happy? Is not that the better course to take than trying to make someone unhappy? The simplest thing in life, it seems to be the hardest thing for us to do as human beings. And as human beings, we need to go to that another level, and we're not going there. We stick on this level. We don't reflect on ourselves. Only few of us have it done. We understand we need to heal ourselves from all this trauma that, because in this life, there's nobody to escape. No matter how nice your life is or your parents try to protect you or whatever, trauma is bound to happen. Once you are a living being, things will happen to you. But if you choose to make it something that will make you your worst enemy, and I am here to say, stop making yourself your worst enemy and thinking when you do somebody something, it makes you feel better. That is not. You need to find your happiness and stop studying other people and trying to make them unhappy. They are looking for their happiness. Why wouldn't you look for yours? Is it so hard to look for your happiness? And happiness may be the most simplest thing. A lot of us just being our worst enemy right you down to the, and the life is, as I keep saying, is so short. And when we do ourselves this, we could even make ourselves sick mentally. I am a person always, I'm an advocate of mental illness. I go through this with my mother, and I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. If I have one, and I don't have one. I don't wish this on anyone. Mental illness make you lose who you are. I see my mother go through this. Oh Lord. And I won't wish this on anyone. And a lot of us is suffering from mental illness and we don't even know. Through these traumas where our parents has passed on, and generation passed on too. And we want to know what is wrong. What? When I heard this girl was a billionaire, and a lot of this is happening because people assume money is the cure for everything. And it is not. I do not have money, and as I say, I feel like I'm a billionaire. Because I sit and reflect and ask myself what it is will make me happy. And as it's certainly not making somebody else unhappy. I have done things for people in my life, and they turn around and slap me in my face. Not physically, no. Mentally try to slap me in my face. And I think tell myself, what they're trying to tell me, being a good person or doing good is something bad. But they can't take that away from me. Because that is what life is about. I understand what life is about. When somebody does something, it doesn't mean they mean it. It just means their life is so unhappy and they need some company with it. And I will not be somebody else's company. Your misery will not be my misery. You will not send on your negativity on me because I am in my positive element. I go through things with people I love. They didn't treat me to the best of their ability, but that is what they know. When you don't know better, you can't do better. You understand? But people you need to find it. Do not be your worst enemy. Doing things to others will not bring you gratitude. It will not bring you happiness. It's you who have to seek your happiness. And if you're constantly looking to make other people unhappy and not seeking what you need to make you happy and get over these traumas that you have gone through, you will not break your cycle and you will be a miserable person until the day you die. And I'm not just talking because I'm talking for talking's sake. I've been there, I've done that. My father's unhappiness became my unhappiness. But I decide, no go. I will not be passing that to anyone. I will not be giving that to anyone. I will seek my happiness like everybody's supposed to. There's so much hurt people out there. There's so much, what is the word? Broken people out there. When you touch them, you will get cut. And I mean literally. They will hurt you because they're so broken, they never take the time to figure out how to deal with it, how to handle it. They just put you on adding to it instead of taking away. You don't add to these things because it could become a problem. Some people end up killing, murdering, all these drama because they did not deal with the issue. What was going on with them? Why they're feeling this way? They didn't sit and think. They didn't reflect. That is what reflecting means. To sit and think. And a lot of us don't sit and think. We just act. And then our whole lives just go down the drain because we did not reflect. Take some time in your day and reflect. And look for your happiness. If dance does it for you, look for dance. I will always encourage this on my video. Look for your happiness. Do not seek hurting others because you're hurt, because it wouldn't help you with your situation, because your problem will still not be solved though you're trying to make other people unhappy. You need to solve your worries and stop being your worst enemy. And this what this video is all about today. Being your worst enemy. Thinking hurting someone else will solve your problem. But your problems will always be there because you're busy hurting someone and not seeking your happiness. And what you need to seek your happiness, sit and reflect and find out what it is that makes moi happy. You happy. Stop being your worst enemy. Stand on your own 2 feet. It's not bad being good to someone because it's not a curse. And try to find what makes you happy. And probably when you find out what makes you happy, everybody else around you will be happy. Because you have found a secret that many of us cannot find. Finding the secret to your happiness, because making other people unhappy is not gonna make you happy. So this is Heal Thyself. This is your Cure LP. Peace out.